What we know about humpback whale song is amazing. They typically sing head down, tail up. Songs can last from 5 to 30 minutes. All of the males within a population will sing the same song. One of the most elaborate acoustic displays in the animal kingdom. But there is still so much we don't know. And in particular, exactly why they sing. I'm Dr Ellen Garland. I'm a Royal Society University Research Fellow at the University of St Andrews. I'd always been fascinated by whales and dolphins, but particularly vocal communication. There was an opportunity to work on South Pacific song, and I thought that sounded like a really interesting project. Early on in my PhD, I kind of had just arrived, and my collaborators had been out recording song for 10, 15 years already. And so I got handed a box full of tapes, like a big box, and was like, here's your PhD, it's in here. Which meant that I had to start by getting to know the songs. Here we have a humpback whale song, which we look at as a spectrogram. The shortest sound to our ear is called a unit, and we name these how they sound, like moan, groan, whoop, bellows, however creative you want to get. A few units makes a phrase, and then that stereotype phrase is repeated multiple times to make a theme. And then we have a few themes that are sung in a particular order to make up a song. So think about these as movements in a symphony. The song is repeated multiple times by an individual to make a song session. But what is really interesting with humpback song is all males within a population will be singing the same song. So what we did was unit by unit, we wrote it out with long scrolls of units, classified into the phrases with timestamps on all of those. Even now, if you were to play me one of those songs, I can tell you what song type it is because I listened to just hours upon hours. It took me 3 years to classify the song types across the South Pacific. Song evolutions are the slow, progressive changes we have for the song. So a unit can be substituted and whole themes can be added and deleted. And of course, all the males are constantly trying to match each other. So there can be little intricacies per male. Some may sing 2 whoops, others may sing 3, but the song will sequentially and slowly change as a whole from season to season. But song revolutions is when an absolutely complete song is introduced to a population and males throw a 5 to 30 minute song out the window and then learn a brand new one in a few weeks to a few months. And that's a really big change to your entire sexual display very rapidly. And there can be over 10,000 males in a population doing this at the same time. 20 years ago, my PhD supervisor, Mike Node, found that this humpback whale song from the West Australian population turned up in the East Australian population and suddenly took over the song there. No one had ever seen these song revolutions before, so this was considered perhaps a one-off. What we found with this one-off actually turned out to be this whole dynamic song transmission across the ocean basin, and it's a real wave of culture that goes across the South Pacific. It was very much not a one-off, and we had no idea this existed before we looked, so it was really exciting. The speed that this happens doesn't really happen in any other species except for our own, and our best analogy we have right now is pop songs. When the Beatles were introduced to America and there was this Beatlemania swept across the US, and it was suddenly this cultural phenomenon that happened. Everyone was listening to the Beatles, everyone wanted to be the Beatles or be with the Beatles, and it was this really cultural moment. And so that rapid change in culture is the only analogy we can draw at the moment. Song revolutions will bring a new song into a population, and it would appear that humpbacks really like novelty. So they're picking up these novel new songs, but it's unclear whether it's something to do with a sexy song or a sexy singer. So we're trying to tease apart if it's just to do with the song or it's some aspect of the individual and how they sing that song. Does that novelty signal something to a female? Are you more sexy because you're able to learn a new song really quickly? Are you at the forefront of these song changes? Different parts of the song may be directed at different audiences. So some of the song may be directed at females and some of the song may display to other males that you may be big and strong. We just don't know at this point in time. One of our big questions is, how far did these songs spread across the South Pacific? So with a fantastic collaboration with some Ecuadorian researchers, we've now compared the songs from French Polynesia to Ecuador, and we've found that song continues to spread east. And so this big song transmission network, which starts in West Australia, goes all the way across the South Pacific to the west coast of South America so far. That's half the globe, and we don't know how far it's going to spread, but it's aiming for these big questions and working together and getting these really amazing results that is so important as science moves forward.